I think there are very few people who are actually 100% satisfied with their physique, with all the muscle groups, and they can say that they don't want to improve anything. If you're not a part of those genetics freaks and you're a part of those normal individuals like me, and you also have a muscle group that's deficitary and you want to improve it, in today's video I'm going to tell you guys how you can do so. Maybe you don't realize in the beginning when you start working out, but at a certain point you see that certain muscle groups, maybe they are left behind, they are not as symmetric, the body is not as symmetric as you wish it would. Therefore, you're searching for information, how can you bring those muscle groups up, how can you balance your entire physique. Now let's pick any muscle group, let's say biceps, a very common muscle group, very famous, everybody wants to have great arms. This is also my case, I would like to improve my biceps. So what should I do to improve my biceps? Step number 1, frequency. Now, if you have a certain muscle group that's behind and you just train it once a week, that's definitely not enough. Legs and back, being bigger muscle groups, they take around 72 hours to recover, and after that they're good to go. Smaller muscle groups like arms, shoulders, chest, they tend to recover faster. For example, after 48 hours, again, they're good to go. So if you just train them once a week, you leave them too many hours, too many days untrained, and you hit them just 1 week after. Take advantage of this fact that they can recover faster. So let's say biceps, like we said the example, after 48 hours they're good to go. You can implement them with a back workout, you can put them just by themselves, just an arm day, you can put them with a chest or a shoulder day. So eventually you can hit them even 3 times per week. You will have to listen to your body and see how the body recovers. If after 48 hours you're like feeling great, then why not training them? So go ahead, train them, implement this into your routine, change a little bit your split, and you will see some difference, you will see some results in long term. Instead of just doing once a week arms and absolutely annihilate them and just training an hour and a half, just reduce the volume per session and introduce them more frequent. If your legs are deficitary, they are the biggest muscle groups, so obviously they take more time to recover, at least 72 hours, but even like this you can train them twice a week. I know it's not the most pleasant muscle group to train, I know it's super hard, I know it's painful, but this is what it takes. If you want to train them, if you want to bring them up and balance your physique, you have to train them more often. Alright, point number 2, execution. Obviously it's not enough to train them, it's important to train them well, it's important to train them with a great execution. Learn the movement correctly for every exercise. Also apply a full range of motion with a deep stretch and a slow tempo. This is the recipe for success. Again, let's go back to biceps. If I just take a lot of heavy weight and just swinging around, I can train them 5 times a week. They will not grow. You need to pay attention to the execution and actually contract the biceps, fatigue the biceps, not the lower back, not the calves, nothing else, or the traps, just the biceps. Control the movement, have a deep stretch, feel the stretch of the biceps, and then full contraction, full range of motion, and obviously a slow tempo. Ideal 2 seconds on the eccentric. To give you an example that I saw, I believe yesterday inside the gym, one person decided to do the incline biceps curls, so the one that you lay back and your arms are behind, but he defeated the purpose. Instead of fully stretch the biceps, actually contracting the triceps, he stopped at around 90 degrees and he was doing just the upper part. It doesn't make sense to do it like this, and he was having too big of a weight. It was way too heavy for him. So leave the ego side, reduce the weight and make a full range of motion, fully stretch the biceps. This example can apply to everything. For example, on a leg press, which is super common, you see a lot of weight in there, but the range of motion is so short, there is no pressure on the muscle, all the pressure is on the joints. You see them doing this not even quarter range of motion. That makes 0 sense. Just take out half of that weight and just have a full range of motion with a deep stretch and a slow tempo. One thing that you need to ask yourself is, do I really feel the muscle that's supposed to work? If I want to improve my biceps, are the biceps burning? Do I really feel them, or is I'm just getting tired? So now that we have the frequency, we have a good execution, now we go to point number 3, intensity. Because we executed correctly with a good form, now we need to step it up a notch and actually put some stress to that muscle, increase the intensity, make those muscle fibers break. Are you going to failure? Are you getting close to failure? Or you're just leaving a few good reps in the tank? Now, let me clearly define what failure means. Failure means that you cannot do any more rep by yourself with the correct execution. Which means that on a leg press, I do 10 repetitions, let's say. At 11, I go down and the press just doesn't want to finish the rep. I cannot finish the rep anymore. The press doesn't move up anymore. That's failure with the correct execution. And then I need somebody to help me, or I will fail at the safety of the leg press. Now you need to ask yourself, when you train, are you challenging the muscle? Am I pushing the muscle to failure? Am I doing something different than what I used to do? If every day, every time you train, you do the same thing, the same reps, the same weight, the muscle doesn't have a reason to surpass that point, to grow more than that. Therefore, you need to make something different, either increase the weight or do some drop sets or find some kind of intensifying technique. I discuss in details about intensity, frequency, execution. All of these are in my book, in my ebook. If you didn't know it already, it's called the Complete Muscle Building Course. You can check it up here. Besides this, I also have a lot of information regarding the nutrition, recovery, and so on. Talking about nutrition, let's go to point number 4, nutrition. Again, point number 1, frequency, you have it. Your execution is perfect. Your intensity is there. But if the nutrition is not there, then don't expect results. Now this just popped in my mind when I was writing down this video, and I was like thinking, okay, what example can I give here? And I was like, okay, this may sound good. Let's say that you have 3 teams that will come and help you to finish your house. Let's say that the roof has to be finished. These 3 teams are the intensity, the frequency, and the execution. So all these teams are great. You prepare them, they all know what to do. But you tell them, these are the scraps that you need to use to finish the construction, the roof. They will look at you like, how we are supposed to make a good roof of the house with those scraps? In the same analogy, I hope it's a good one, think about it, your training is amazing, you're doing everything correctly, but you come home and you just eat whatever, you don't count your calories, you don't know your macros, you're just eating chaotic. How do you want your body to build those deficient muscle groups? It doesn't make sense, right? So therefore you need to give the body the building blocks, the materials, the good materials in order to make that rooftop, in order to finish the house, in order to bring up those deficient muscle groups. And how you do so, make sure that you know your caloric maintenance. I explained them in my previous video, you can check it up here in detail about how you can calculate your caloric maintenance and so on. And after that, you need to put 300 to 500 calories surplus. Then the body will take that surplus and use it in order to create new contractile tissue. You know already that I recommend 2.2 grams per kilogram or 1 gram per pound of protein. Fats, if you're in the peak of your bulk, they should be around 1 gram, 1.2 gram per kilogram, and the carbs will have to increase more and more. Right now I'm bulking up as well. I'm trying to improve my deficient muscle groups, so I eat a lot. I eat over 4,000 calories. I think I'm like 4.2, and I believe I have around 600 grams of carbs. So as you can see, a lot of carbs. These are the macronutrients that will help you with the strength, with the energy, and with the fullness of the muscle. So again, if you want to see more details about nutrition, go ahead somewhere in there or down in the description. Point number 5, recovery. I don't think people stress enough about recovery and tend to look at the solutions somewhere else in the workouts. What should I train? How should I train? And so on. What exercises should I use? Which supplements are the best and so on, but they really neglect sleep. Now let's think about it. What hormones are secreted during sleep? Testosterone and growth hormone. That's exactly what we need to grow. Therefore, if we lose a lot of time in the evening and we wake up early and we only have like 5-6 hours of sleep per night, that's not enough for the body to recover, especially after heavy workouts. When I say that the muscle groups recover 48, 72 hours, these are in ideal scenarios. If you're not sleeping enough, if the nutrition is not on point, do not expect the muscles to recover that fast. Ideal is to sleep 8 hours per night. I'm trying 7.5. Ideal, sometimes I manage 8, but usually I have 7.5. Also, I have bad days in which, it happens that I go below 7 hours, but I always try to, not ideal, but I compensate with a nap in the afternoon. The ideal is to obviously sleep 8 hours full in one night, but again, it happens. So if it's your situation, just take a nap. Now try to listen to your body and see during the workouts, how do you feel? If you have 5 days in a row, maybe it's a good idea to put 1 day off in between. To give you an example, my split looks like this. Monday I have push, Tuesday I have legs. No, it's Wednesday legs. To give you an example, I give you my split. Monday I have push, Tuesday pull, Wednesday legs, Thursday after legs I take a day off, Friday again push, and Saturday pull, Sunday off. So you see, instead of taking Saturday, Sunday off, I take Thursday and Sunday off. So with this day in between, after the legs, I feel way better, I feel recovered, and I can really go 100% to the, again, push and pull days. So read your body, see how you feel, listen to it, and adjust the split. Now let's go to last and bonus point number 6. Different muscle groups respond to different weights, to different reps. I can give you my experience. My biceps do not respond to heavy weight. If I try to put a lot of weight in there, my forearms will take all that weight. I overdeveloped my forearms and my biceps are not developed enough. Therefore, I really need to reduce the weight a little bit, have a full range of motion, and really feel the muscle contracting. I want to reach that maximum burn of the biceps. So give it a try, check what works for you. Maybe have 2-3 months with heavier weight, see if it works. If it doesn't, just change the technique a little bit, try to reduce the weight, see if it burns like this more, see if it grows better. So have a look, check your progress and see if heavy weights work better or lighter weights, higher reps or lower reps, see what works for you. Guys, if you have a deficient muscle group, do not get discouraged. Everyone has them, even professional bodybuilders. And especially if you're a natural bodybuilder like me, it takes time to do that. But you know, you have to stay consistent with it and have enough frequency. Do all these points, check all these points, and let me know in the comments below if all this information helped. Hit those like and subscribe buttons. Check the description for more information. Thanks again for watching, guys, and see you next time. Ciao.